You wake up to the soft buzz of your phone. Sunlight slants across the cramped apartment, dust motes dancing in its beams. The ceiling fan creaks as it lazily spins, circling the thin, peeling paint. Your hand brushes against a half-empty coffee mug from yesterday, the bitter residue clinging stubbornly. You rub your eyes, try to shake off the weight of yesterday's worries. Bills are stacked like an architectural challenge on the small table, a crooked tower threatening collapse. You sigh and scroll through your messages, half hoping, half dreading. The day is calm. You brew the coffee, toast a piece of bread, and watch a neighbor argue over a parking spot with a level of intensity that would make a Bollywood director proud. Your life has always been a quiet survival. Small cheats here, tiny corners cut there, just enough to keep the lights on. It's routine, and in this routine, there's a strange sense of control. Until today. A knock at the door, sharp, insistent. You freeze mid-sip, the warmth of coffee suddenly irrelevant. Another knock, louder. You glance through the peephole, nobody familiar. Your stomach tightens. You consider ignoring it, but instinct pushes you forward. You crack the door. A man in a rumpled suit stands there, looking ordinary enough. Too ordinary. "Mr. Sharma?" he asks. "You weren't expecting anyone." His voice is casual, but there's an edge you can't ignore. No, you stammer. "Good. Then maybe this will interest you." He hands over a card, slips it into your hand with a practiced nonchalance, and walks away without another word. You watch his figure shrink down the corridor, heart thumping. The card reads, "Opportunity. Tonight, 9 p.m. Be ready." Later, as night falls, the city's chaos feels distant from your apartment, a muted roar in the background. You fidget, glance at the clock, then at the card. You tell yourself it's just a scam, just another trap, but curiosity and desperation wins. By 9 p.m., you're walking through narrow alleys, neon lights flickering and buzzing above you, the smell of street food mingling with the wet stink of last night's monsoon. Every step makes your stomach churn. You arrive at an old warehouse, the kind of place that would feature in a crime drama with broken windows and a door hanging on one hinge. You hesitate, inhale sharply, and push inside. Inside, it's dim but not empty. A man and a woman sit at a folding table under a single hanging bulb, stacks of cash arranged meticulously. They look up, expectant. "You came," the man says, like it's a surprise and a relief rolled into one. What is this?" you ask, keeping your voice steady. "A chance," the woman says, "to make enough money to forget the world outside for a while." And suddenly it clicks. You're being recruited, not for some heroic cause, but for something that smells like your own skills, manipulation, persuasion, deceit, a scam, a big one. Your heart pounds as they explain, an online con targeting wealthy expatriates, the kind of people who will click without thinking, the kind who won't look too closely. It's fast, it's clean, it's lucrative. Too good. You hesitate. You think of your unpaid rent, of the phone bill that will turn off your service in 3 days, of the family back in your village waiting for something you can't provide. You swallow. "I can do it," you whisper. The first call is nerve-wracking. You sit at a borrowed laptop in the back of the warehouse, your hands clammy. You listen, mimic the practiced tone, drop names you barely recognize, sound convincing. And it works. You hear the first transfer ping, a small amount, but enough to make your stomach flutter. That night, walking back home, you count the cash in your pocket under a street lamp. Your heart races, but not from fear, from excitement, from survival. You tell yourself it's just one time, just to get ahead, just enough to breathe. Days pass, weeks blur. You repeat the process, each con a little bolder, each success a little sweeter. Your apartment is cleaner now, the bills paid, a small fridge stocked. You laugh at the absurdity. You, a scammer, suddenly living a life that almost feels honest. Friends notice. Your mother notices. You keep vague, smiling, pretending it's luck, chance, hard work. You start to feel untouchable. You're careful, meticulous, smarter than the people you target. And yet the adrenaline becomes addictive. Every call, every email, every convincing lie is a rush that makes your empty stomach feel full, your thin wallet feel fat. But overconfidence has a way of creeping in. One evening, a call comes that feels off. The person on the other end is sharp, probing, suspicious. You hesitate, falter. They don't just listen, they watch, trace, track, and suddenly the roles are reversed. The next day, your door bursts open. Men in dark clothing move with a precision that suggests training, purpose. You don't run, you freeze. One of them steps forward, smiles thinly. "Mr. Sharma, we need to talk." Suddenly, the adrenaline isn't yours anymore. The warehouse, the safe houses, the easy money, they meant nothing. You're out of control, swept into a world far larger and more dangerous than your small schemes. They offer you a choice, a big job, bigger than anything you've done. But if you fail, the consequences, well, you know. Your heart sinks. You weigh it, justify it, rationalize. Just one more time. I can handle this. I need this. Weeks become months. You work. You succeed. You rise. Life is better than before, richer, faster, more thrilling. You look in the mirror and barely recognize the person staring back. There's a hollow in your eyes, a numbness where your conscience once was. Dark humor seeps in when you recount close calls to yourself. "At least I didn't spill my coffee," you mutter under your breath after a particularly tight escape. But the trap tightens. Overconfidence, that old companion, whispers again. You make a mistake, a small detail missed, a call returned, and suddenly the men in dark clothing return with a different tone. The choice isn't yours anymore. They give you a final moral question. One person will lose if you don't comply. You hesitate, rationalize, you choose, and the weight of that choice crushes something inside you. You feel nothing, yet everything. Months pass, but the freedom you thought you had is gone. The city outside hums as usual, but you're trapped in an invisible cage. Your skills, your cunning, your ambition, they all serve someone else now. You smile when someone mentions your former exploits. "Ah, that? Old days," you say, and laugh softly. The laugh tastes bitter. Late one night, you sit by a rain-streaked window, counting the money that doesn't feel like yours. You trace the card that started it all, the knock that changed everything. You think about your apartment, your first coffee, the small thefts that felt like survival, and you realize, with a quiet, hollow clarity, that there is no coming back. You take a deep breath. The city lights flicker. Your reflection stares back at you, stranger than ever. And you whisper, almost to yourself, almost to the world, "Some doors, once opened, don't let you leave."